What's up, everybody? We're coming up on the end of the year, and I want to make sure I got to get this out the way because the next couple of days I'm going to be kind of busy, so I want to get it out the way now, covering all the movies and TV shows of 2025 that I really liked the most, what I thought was mid, and those that I thought was freaking terrible. Normally, like in the past few years, I have like a YouTube tier list thing, and didn't really feel like doing it anymore. Uh, so I was gonna just cut to the chase and let you know my overall thoughts and like just good, bad, or mid. Because mid is underrated critique. Sometimes things are just very middle of the road, you know, average type of thing, or below average, or above average, or excellent, or just dog crap. It all depends. So I got a list of 27 things that I've seen, a mixed bag of TV shows and movies that I've seen this year, and I'll just let you know my thoughts were, and revisit my ranking system, especially since I had time to kind of mull it over, so I can give like a good, distinct, precise, short critique. But you can give, most of these I already gave my full thoughts. So as I go through them, at least for the most of them, you can check out my review of on my channel. Links in the description, so you can hear my overall breakdown. So, like the video, leave a comment below, and let's begin. Bob's Burgers. I think this is like season 16. I really like Bob's Burgers in general, but some of the seasons have been kind of hit and miss for me, and it's just like, I don't know. There's a certain flow that seems to be missing, in my opinion. I'm not sure what it is. Something. There's still enjoyment. It's not like I lose an enjoyment. I still kind of look forward to watching a Bob's Burgers episode. However, some of the episodes don't hit like the earlier seasons have. I'm not sure when the shift occurred. I think it might have been around the time when the movie was coming out. I think at least even maybe like a season or two before the movie was rolling out, or at least around the general time frame, because there, I don't know, there's a certain level of bite that's missing, or there's like, for example, Teddy. I understand Teddy's supposed to be kind of like the Patrick Star of the show, kind of like a lovable idiot, but it seems like they kind of overdo it with that personality. If you understand my meaning, there's certain things that I don't know. There's certain things that characters need to grow out of that doesn't seem like they kind of matured out of. It's hard for me to explain. I mean, if you've been watching the show, you understand at least the gist where I'm coming from. It's just like some of the episodes just some are good, but some are just not up to snuff. Depending on what the A plot and the B plot are, right? I should say that, because Bob's Burgers got a good, typically have a good A and B plot, especially early on. But I find myself checking, like, what is the A and B plot on? If both are not interesting, then I probably end up skipping it altogether. I gotta at least have one of the plots somewhat interesting to allow me to tune in. And they have been balancing it out in terms of those kind of things, and sometimes most of the town people don't even seem like they're. Well, I guess the point, they're not supposed to be likable. Well, I don't know. It's not like Rick and Morty where a lot of people are just kind of a-holes. uh there's supposed to be some redeeming qualities, and there are some, but it's just, I don't know. Like I said, it's just like there's some kind of shift that happened some halfway through this entire series. It's not like it's garbage. It's not. But I'm just saying, season 16, just focus on that right now. I enjoy some of them. You know, especially the recent one where Bob has to get this like a reward. He's supposed to be honored with this kind of award, but he doesn't get to take the award home, so he's kind of pissing and moaning the entire time. And it's like there's been episodes where you've been through this stuff. Remember there was like the episode where it was in the one of the earlier seasons where he was at this cook-off contest. It was around the time they still had like crap, what's that Jimmy Pesto, but they stopped having that character around because the voice actor who did Jimmy Pesto and the health inspectors who voiced those two guys, because he was in the insurrection thing on January 6th, so he pretty much got blackballed, and he is not working. I don't even know if he's working at all, period, and not just with Bob's Burgers Fox. But it's just like certain characters is not being shown. But he was in a contest, and he ends up learning from moments like this where it's not always about the award, and he's having a great time just cooking. But it seems like he doing the same story beat every once in a while with just, no pun intended, a different flavor. It's just like, it's moments like that. It was like, okay, they come up with new episodes, but in terms of quality, it's up in the air. Captain America: Brave New World, yeah. Talking about like a Frankenstein patchwork of a movie. Yeah, man, they really trying to sell us on Anthony Mackie's Captain America. I'm not gonna harp on this, too much, but this was like crap on toast of a movie. You can just tell. It's like they wanted to make an Incredible Hulk film, but they kind of shoehorn in Captain America stuff in this. They get like old ass. Now, mind you, I like Harrison Ford a lot, but this guy, at this point, he didn't want to be Han Solo anymore, and because he didn't want to be a part of a franchise anymore. But then you get off from one franchise to being a part of another. Aside from that, they had to, backpedal a lot of the racial finger wagging and like that kind of thing that they had in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show. Is race baiting and all this other stuff, and you can do better, Senator, all that crap. And because there's a higher BLM, and tension was high, and it was like a whole lot of crap going on. Now they realize, okay, people are getting kind of annoyed of that stuff, because it was annoying, because no one wants to be talked down to. And you're trying to. Everybody likes Anthony Mackie. Sure, there were racist idiots out there, but it was so small, and you let certain people in the industry trying to blow it up like it's almost everybody who has like any slight negative commentary. No, he was great as Falcon, and they tend to forget that he is a vet counselor. Anytime like, oh, he's having trouble getting a loan for his sister's tugboat or whatever, but it's like, dude did have a job. Clearly, I wasn't keeping track of your own material, because if he did, you would know that he did have a legit job. I'm not sure if he should still be working there, even though he, often goes off to be a superhero every once in a while. But he should still also have that job. So that should still be helping somewhat with the loan. So why you have to force this whole narrative like, oh yeah, black people can't get no loans? Yeah, so isn't that relatable? And it's, oh my god, the whole playing the victim thing is getting tired. Okay, some white people can't get loans too. Okay, it's not just uniquely tied to black people. Uh, it tends to happen sometimes. But going back to the movie itself, it is like a patchwork mess. They both introduced the Surfing Society, but they clearly walked that back like hell. They got this former Black Widow woman actress who, not too long ago beat cancer. This explains why her small stature, but somehow she's, the character is able to beat guys quite literally twice her size. But it's like there's suspending your disbelief, but then it's overall forgetting the laws of physics. So yeah, this goes in the crap pile. Oh, and Bob's Burgers, that's just like, in terms of season 16, that's just below average. It's not terrible, but it's below average. Daredevil Born Again. Yeah, man. This was not good. It's like it's one of those things. It's like it should have been like a slam dunk. You have all the tools you could ever need, and somehow you still mucked it up. And it's just, I don't know, man. The whole thing with the whole cucking Kingpin, having his wife go in great detail, unnecessary detail, which any reasonable therapist would tell her to, okay, shut up. Well, might not tell her to shut up, but like, you don't need to be in like detail like that, especially in front of your whether husband or on again, off again husband right now, or separated for right now, whatever. You don't need to go in great detail about how this artist's hands was able to touch you in places, blah blah blah. No man needs to hear that ever, separated or not. That is grossly inappropriate. And then the whole thing with Muse, who in the comics is a great villain, but so underutilized, there for a short time, not properly used, didn't get enough bullseye. Even though the pilot opened up pretty good, but killing off Foggy, which some people suspect they're gonna kind of walk that back because clearly they had some other plan, because they initially didn't intend to have a plan for Foggy and Karen, and they try to write them out, but because Charlie Cox really wanted them involved, they worked the writers had to force them their way in, but they still kind of killed one of them off and forced the other one to kind of skip town, but then to bring her right back and replace them with these faux stand-ins that pretty much fulfill the same kind of job as Foggy and Karen would have done anyway. But we didn't have time to even learn any of these people. And then the whole thing with the therapist and her relationship with Matt Murdock, that seems so pointless. And I don't think she's by a real life therapist standpoint, would no real life therapist would look at her as like, yeah, and say, oh yeah, she does an excellent job. No, She is a horrible therapist. Uh, I think like the biggest highlights is almost always between Daredevil and Punisher, because just like with Luke Cage and Iron Fist, they work so well together, and it's just like the best parts of the entire thing. Oh, and then the episode with the whole Kamala Khan's dad, because you got to shoehorn in Ms. Marvel, because you got to utilize the popular character just to try to prop up the here, like Ms. Marvel, even though her show was like a little so-so. It was like, hey, you like her, right? So we can bring her in for Doomsday. So please, like, Daredevil gives her approval, stamp her approval, right? It's like, no, stop it, okay? This is not her shine. She already had her moment. Uh, Twice, and like no shade to the actress. I'm pretty sure you can still probably make her work. Her, Yelena and new Hawkeye, Haley Steinfeld's character, Kate Bishop. Those three, I'm pretty sure you can still make work. Everybody else is pretty much like all the new people you try to get on board. Either you're going to like forget about them, or I don't know. Like Shang-Chi is definitely is like on the low on the totem pole. I'm sorry, I would not be surprised if they're gonna try to because Danny Rand Iron Fist TV show was so crap. They try to shoehorn in because there was people pissing him on and like, oh my god, that white person can't be a master of martial arts. That's cultural appropriation. So they have a shoehorn in like, okay, what other Asian martial arts we can utilize? Oh, Shang-Chi, perfect. It's like never been like very prominent like that in Marvel Comics in a long time. But clearly he's not working, so I wouldn't be surprised they're gonna try to like, okay, let's get Danny Rand, let's get the white boy back. We gotta get him back. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, below average, and I'm being generous because no, let's make it average. No, I can't even be that generous. I'm not that generous. Below average. I'm gonna stick with below average, mostly because the dynamic between Frank Castle and Daredevil is the only reason I give it, and the fact that Bullseye's still pretty doggone good. And there are moments with Kingpin that are like he's still crushing people's heads without no worries. So yeah. So, but beyond that, yeah, it's just below average. Dexter Resurrection. Finally, a season where it doesn't end with a whimper. Now, I was a little worried at how they're gonna like backpedal what happened in the last quote unquote final season. I'm pretty sure they'll still like continue on with the whole Dexter Resurrection because clearly they left it on like a cliffhanger. But man, this is definitely in like the excellent pile. I freaking love this season. Dexter is an amazing show, but it's just the last two supposed final seasons were dog crap. Didn't bother to watch any of the prequel of Young Dexter. I didn't bother with that. Why? I don't think anybody really cared for that all too much because they want to see Michael C. Hall. Because he's the draw. But yeah, this one, without a doubt, amazing new bunch of characters that you come to appreciate. Amazing batch of villains for Dexter to kill, especially with Kristen Ritter. Oh my god, amazing! She was great. And then of course like Neil Patrick Harris. It's like, oh my god, there's a lot of great characters, a lot of great returning characters. Very well made, man. I love it. F1. I gotta say, F1 is probably like my second favorite movie of 2025. Immediately second favorite. I'll get to my number one favorite pretty soon. But F1, I mentioned multiple times, but I'm not a car guy, but I grew like watching this. I have like an appreciation with the F1 racing, man. And this is kind of like a, Brad Pitt's character is kind of like the whole like old West cowboy coming into town to fix things, and then he once the job's done, he leaves, and you know, walks into the sunset. Nobody kills him off. He didn't lose anything or whatever. It's just an amazing, honest and true blue kind of movie that we used to get without any type of agendas need to be pushed into it. It's just like a great, like just a good straight, dare I say, white male that is like a charming, masculine. He's like just like a true blue good guy who just wants to help out a Formula racing team of his buddy, and he's trying to teach this young upstart, but he had to learn a lesson himself too along the way. So yeah, and the technology behind it is so amazing. Just that use unique camera sets, pretty much the same thing they use because the same director as Top Gun Maverick. Utilize the same kind of camera setup as like you feel like you're inside the driver's seat. It looks phenomenal, man. The technology in this is superb. Golly, the cinematography blew me out of the water. I gotta say, maybe this is in general, it's my second favorite movie of 2025 overall. But in terms of live action, it's my number one favorite of this year. The other one is probably like my favorite animated film of this year. But F1 is freaking phenomenal. The characters in this film, all of them are doing a fantastic job. It's really, outside of maybe the supposed villain, which I don't think is probably necessary, but outside of that, it's like a wall-to-wall really great film, man. I really want to see this again because this was so much fun. Family Guy season 20. I think it's 24. But yeah, like with Bob's Burgers, man, a lot of these classic animated TV sitcoms like The Simpsons, they going the way of The Simpsons right now because I'm not sure if they're running out of ideas or they losing their bit of an edge because I don't know. It's kind of like the animated show Mad, or even just go by their earlier seasons. There's like a bit of like isn't just like, it's not lowbrow humor. It's hard for me to articulate, but it's just, I don't know. It's like very recently I watched an episode. It was kind of like a Christmas episode where Stu trying to get on the nice list at the last hour of the holidays, and they make a reference to the fact that he hasn't tried to kill Lois. That was the old Stewie, and that's the point. That's part of the baby's charm that he often like, damn you, vile woman. And I was like, he tried to, not so subtly try to kill his mom. I get it. It's kind of old hat, but there's like a certain level of charm to it. There's like a certain, like a comedic gag to it. But it's just like, yeah, Meg's not that attractive. Everybody thinks she's just like a donkey's butt, pretty much. And Chris is fat and a pervert, and Brian can't write his way out of a paper bag, and Peter's fat and stupid, and Lois is kind of like a crazy MILF. It's like, like I said with Bob's Burgers, I had to pick and choose the episodes that that kind of interest me. I don't know. It's like, I'm starting to think like Family Guy's, I want to say it was running its course because Seth MacFarlane is a great writer. And I'm pretty sure like he definitely still write great episodes, but I don't know. It's not necessarily consistent. I don't expect perfection, back to back, but I don't know. It's just like When's the last time you went around the water cooler and talked about, oh my god, did you see the latest Family Guide episode? When's the last time you did that with anybody? It's not the same as it was like the first handful of, hell, even the first 10 seasons. So yeah, I mean, yeah, just with Bob's Burgers, it's like, it's average. It's very average. Fantastic Four First Steps. Yeah, it's not as terrible, in my personal opinion. It's not as terrible as I thought it might be. I do like the retro futuristic aesthetic. I really don't care for. They should not cast Pedro Pascal on this crap. I'm not calling it crap. Sorry. They should not have casted Pedro Pascal. I really wish they didn't chose him for Reed Richards, but clearly you know why they chose him. He's the guy who will definitely play to like Hollywood's little agenda. Like, oh yeah, I'll say what you want. And like, oh yeah, I'll buy into all this kind of woke mess, howdy doody bull crap, because yeah, he might believe it, but he ain't gonna question it if like something looks odd or off base or unnecessary. He's not gonna say anything because like, hey, that's progress, whatever. This, no matter how ridiculous it might look. Then casting a female Silver Surfer, that's completely stupid. I don't care. Next time we see a Silver Surfer, is going to be male. Shouldn't have done it in the freaking first place. And then like giving Sue Storm this big rousing speech in front of like a mass of people who will not be swayed when the imminent threat of the entire planet goes up in a puff of smoke, where they could easily save themselves. But okay, look, beyond that, there's still enjoyment, especially the look of Galactus. I really love the look of Galactus. It's not so stupid Stormcloud no more. Like I said, I love the look. It's definitely very Fantastic Four, even though they tried to scale back the look of the stretchy powers of Reed Richards. They definitely feel lived in. It isn't going through the whole same origin story. So there's pluses to this. So I say this is above average. Okay, I give it above average. I do like the look of the Thing. I'm partial to Michael Chiklis' practical look of the Thing, but this is a pretty good CGI version of it. And oh my god, the weird behind it. What's with these actors behind the scenes when they, like with the wicked, the girl, the Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande touching all over each other, and they got Vanessa Kirby, holding Pedro Pascal's hands constantly, even though she's a married woman and she was with child during the press tour, and it's kind of like, woman, are you trying to get divorced? It's like he's not a small child. Had this dude have some kind of squeaky toy with them to squeeze this if he's got anxiety. That is weird. But that's not something to do with the movie itself. I just gotta, every time I think about it, this movie, it reminds me of that moment because it's so freaking weird. Sometimes these actors behave so weirdly. It just, and nobody's calling them on it. At least the I guess it's good for press, but like, no, smack their hands and like, stop that. Happy Gilmore too. I definitely enjoy this. Now, is it as good as the first one? No, because it still kind of took a bite out of it. Because, let's be honest, that age of comedy, unfortunately, there's too many sensitive people out there that can't take a good joke. No matter how, like, because, like, oh my god, it hurts my snowflake sensitivities. So they kind of, like, took away a bit of a bite. But Adam Sandler left at least some level of bite to this, where we can still get the kind of Happy Gilmore that we like. Although they did kind of did the actress who plays his wife kind of dirty and not include her in this freaking film outside of Fantasyland and flashbacks. That I really didn't think that was really necessary. Why you just did not include her, like, more often? But I guess that whole part of the plot. But see, it's kind of like a hacky way of you're fridging her without trying to fridge her. If you catch my drift. But I love the return of Shooter McGavin and having these two work together to stop these crazy new, kind of sort of new age golfers. But yeah, I had a good time. I give it like above average. It was like a fun watch. And sometimes, every once in a while, you do need one of those fun watches. Has a state. This one kind of snuck up on me when I did the review for the channel. It was like maybe like a day or two prior when I made like a spoiler review, when it just kind of I came across it on Amazon Prime, and like with Happy Gilmore 2, just like a good average comedy. This one is one that's like a good average action romp action comedy with Idris Elba and John Cena. Yeah, man, just two heads of state taking on terrorists. It's a fun watch. Definitely a fun watch. It's just watching like a fun dynamic of two opposing viewpoints of upbringing, like how people conduct themselves in terms of American and UK, but together they have like a big, a really good dynamic. So it was like a good action movie. So yeah, man, it's like I don't even say it was like above average. I would say it was like above average. Not great, but it's definitely above average. It's really good. King of the Hill Returns season 14. This is like an excellent, belongs in the excellent pile. What they did with these characters, despite the massive challenge of coming back after so long, and a lot of the former actors passing away, and just all the returning actors reprising their roles, they managed to not only go above and beyond it, but it seems like we haven't like not missed a beat. The episodes were not. They had to make a reference to things like the 2020 and and certain challenges that happened within that time, but they didn't harp on it. That's the thing. As I mentioned about the voice actors, the voice actor for Dale did not necessarily work for me. It feels like Dale Light. But even worse is crap. Crap. What was the next door neighbor? Connie's dad. That they reprise his voice with Ronnie Chang, which does not work. Ronnie Chang's funny, but he does not have the voice for that character. And of course, the original voice actor isn't like Laotian, Asian. So, not to be insensitive, so they gotta make, it's acting. But of course, they can't just go with it. Otherwise, they'll look insensitive. So they have to okay, we got to find somebody Asian to voice this Asian character. You know, it's like you got like a good voice actor who always played this character. Just, God, it it all stemmed for that Apu thing from The Simpsons, and ever since then, everybody started like having like a shit fit over it. Instead of just you already got like a iconic voice to it. You did it for such a long time. You changing up now. It's like let the people who want to piss him on piss him on. It's an iconic voice. But beyond that, what they did with Bobby was excellent. He's probably like the highlight of the entire show for a lot of people. Second best would probably be Hank Hill himself. But yeah, man, the animation is stellar. I cannot wait for them to come back with another season because they did a spectacular job. So yeah, this goes in an excellent pile. Beyond my little hiccups where I have my little personal gripes that I imagine couldn't be helped, like changing certain voice actors. Beyond that, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I still can't fathom why they just cannot pull the ripcord with the Dale's real son thing. It's like, come on, just can we finally deal with that? Maybe in the next season, but it just like stop, you know, just let us come and stop edging us already. Golly. Okay, this is the more recent one I reviewed. A Knives Out Mystery, Part 3, Wake Up Dead Man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. This is definitely like in the great pile. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, compared to the first two Knives Out films, I enjoyed the first two a little bit more, but this still like is really good, and I had like a great time watching this. I love a good murder mystery film, especially with a little bit of comedy weaved into it. It enhances the experience, at least for me. So thoroughly enjoyed this film. I definitely see myself rewatching this, but yeah, I have like an amazing time with this film. Daniel Craig once again knocks it out of the park as Benoit Blanc. And of course, a lot of these actors, especially the one who played the young priest, he did a especially great job, especially bouncing off of Daniel Craig, and the scenes when he really leans into the character, really leans into his pastoral duties, especially at the time when you feel like he's having like a crisis of faith. He really makes that work. You buy into it. He did an amazing job. I still remember that scene with him on a phone call with the operator, and she has like a whole crisis of faith herself with her mom, and she's feeling guilty, and everything just stops when he's like, nothing else matters. This person matters. I gotta help this woman. I love that. That is, God, that was so well acted, brilliantly done, man. Golly, I love that scene. K-pop Demon Hunters. This is the number one movie in my opinion of 2025. Not only this took the world by storm, but I think it rivals even something like Frozen, which also took the world by storm for years. And I think K-pop Demon Hunters might have usurped it. The amazing soundtrack, amazing animation, and I still listen to all the songs in this. And of course, the Huntrix, the real people who sung the songs from the film, are like going on these crazy like tours, man. They're just like dominating every place they go. And I kind of wish we got the singers for the Saja Boys doing some stuff too, because they got amazing songs too, man. I'll Be Your Idol and Soda Pop, man. That is just like, oh my God, there's this enjoyable songs. And it's like doing the shoulder dance is just like still guessing. Oh my God, the and I just pray, because you know this is going to get a sequel. I just pray the people behind this don't let any kind of stupid agendas corrupt or influence them in any kind of way. I don't want nobody turning queer or, you know, all of a sudden they started liking, like, you know, girls all of a sudden, which is not like a thing. I just like stay true to just like make it like a good hero's journey thing, and not let, don't get corrupted, because that's the problem with like Frozen 2. I think not thoroughly corrupted, but it's definitely got influence with, you know, certain wokeist crap. Don't let using that word, but it's the apt word for right now to catch my drift of what I'm describing. Just inserting things that really don't belong, just try to appease a small fraction of the masses that isn't the majority. I think no matter the demographic, the general public as a whole enjoy K-pop Demon Hunters. It isn't just Korean people. It isn't just people who enjoy K-pop. It isn't just Asian people specifically. It's everybody. Everybody can enjoy this. That's what makes a movie and a TV show so great, that we all can enjoy it. It isn't just something that's kind of talked down to you, or isn't just hyper fixated on talking about just one a marginalized group or whatever. None of that stuff. This is something that everybody from all walks of life, all ages could enjoy. This is an impeccable movie, incredible music, great art. Oh my god, and I can't wait for a sequel. Oh golly, man. Number one movie in my opinion of 2025 by far. And F1, my second favorite by far. Great films. I love K-pop Demon Hunters. And I need to get, speaking of pop, I need to get some pop figures of them. I got to, because I love the Huntrix. Especially the rappy girl. I forgot her doggone name. I feel so bad. But the girl with the black short hair, that one, I love her. She's quirky and kooky, and is just the goofball of the group. I love her. Okay, I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. I still haven't not seen the final season of My Hero Academia, but it's coming out on Hulu very soon, so I definitely want to see it. I'm not gonna watch the sub version. I'm not a sub person, but I love My Hero Academia. All the seasons so far. Well, I'm pretty sure there's. If you watch my review on the previous seasons of My Hero Academia, I'm pretty sure there's one season that was kind of lackluster in my opinion, but still good and still pretty good by comparison to the others. It's just probably like, I'm pretty sure I've ranked them before, but all in all, I still enjoy My Hero Academia thoroughly. So I imagine the final season is going to be stellar. So I'm just going to call it here and put it in the excellent pile. And by the way, my K-pop Demon Hunters, excellent pile. But yeah, so I'm definitely gonna watch it, but I was gonna call it here. So I didn't want to miss out on including this on the list. One Punch Man season 3. I just started watching this, and only halfway through because they didn't put the dub version on Hulu. The half of the dub version on Hulu. The second half of the dub version on Hulu yet, but the first half I did manage to watch has been spectacular. I will be going through a full spoiler review very soon once I get the rest on Hulu and finish it up. But so far, it's been magnificent. And slight spoilers, but it seems like the primary focus is on Garo. And so far, I'm just thoroughly enjoying it. It's kind of like with My Hero Academia, where they had that season with primarily focusing on the villains. It's kind of like that in a way. We still get a little bit of Saitama and the other heroes here and there, but it seems like it's kind of like the first two seasons. They got like, the heroes got 80% of the focus and 20% of the villains got the time. While in this season, it seems like 80% of it is on Garo and some of the villains. Well, 20-25% is like on Saitama and the heroes, because we're getting to know Gaara and his evolution, because he's going through some stuff. But I don't want to spoil it here. I'm gonna wait till the full spoiler review once I seen it all. But so far, thoroughly enjoying it, and I'm just gonna call it here. Put it in an excellent pile because I love One Punch Man a lot. It has not been a miss at all. None of the seasons have been lackluster at all. Predator Badlands. Ugh, godly. It's a meh. Uh, I don't want to call it crap, but a step above crap. D minus. If I give it, just to get a general sense of what I'm talking about. I did not really care for it, especially coming off of Predator Killer of Killers. I expected more from this, and like I personally do not care to try to humanize the Predator. He's a lethal alien creature whose primary job is to hunt and kill the best killers and warriors of different planets. And it's like, I don't know. It's not the worst thing I've seen before, but it's just like partner up with like a robot sidekick and a durable animal that you can probably try to do it. Enough of the Grogu crap. Like, you put it in these films, and it's primarily Disney's doing this. Stop trying to make a Mandalorian Grogu repeat that you constantly do with most of your stuff already. It's old. I'm tired. A lot of us are tired looking at it. You're doing it, and it's obvious what you're trying to do. You're trying to do another Grogu thing, and it's not working. Some people are already starting to get sick of the original one that we already do like. So yeah, it's like D minus. It's really like I don't care for it, you know. All right, I'm gonna go to the second half. Sorry, I gotta do this one at a time for some reason. Somewhat one at a time. I'll be your idol. I can be a sanctuary. Power, more than gold. You gave me a power here from the sun. Only one who loves your sins. Sorry, it's like I told you, this stuff was like in like, oh God, this music is so freaking good. All right, speaking of Predator, we got Killer of Killers, definitely in an excellent pile. This is what people have been wanting, just like with Prey. This is what people have been wanting from, like I think Trachtenberg kind of, you know, kind of fumbled a little bit with Badlands, trying to humanize the Predator. Honestly, he needs to throw that out. I think there are people who enjoyed it. I'm happy for you. I'm not try to ruin that for you. It's just my personal opinion. I think like we need to like forget Badlands and just do what like Killer of Killers been doing. I mean, Trachtenberg, figure out what, well, not figure out. People have been saying this for like eons at this point. Just pick a time period, throw a predator in it, and you got your story. This is basically what Killer Killers and Prey is. It's just like an anthology series where we got like a Viking setting, a medieval Japan setting, and WW2 setting, where we see different types of warriors using different methods of taking down their respective predator. The animation is well done, perfectly fits the tone of the Predator series, and the unique ways of each of these predators, how they choose to fight, like actually seeing an aerial fighting with a predator, and God, it's sticking to the fact that there are just killers. They're not something to sympathize with. It's just like they are a warrior race, willing to like only here to do one job. It's not something that you would like, oh, good job, I'm backing you. It's like, no. It's like that little predator from Badlands. It's like, yeah, you like him now, but wait till he starts trying to hunt down some humans. Like, unless you see, if it was me, instead of what we went with Badlands, what I would have done is have him go after some actual humans, all of them despicable. You do not like any of them. They are just a bunch of unsympathetic, just monstrous people, like assaulting women or children. Some of them, like, you know, gassing a village full of innocent people. Just despicable human beings that you're following this predator and seeing through his eyes these type of like these humans as pure villains. There's no Dutch or Kerrigan or Adrian Brody type of guy among them. Nobody likable or sympathetic that you want to try to get out of this mess. That's what you should have gone with. I'm pretty sure that was part of the initial idea, and they decided to go with this buddy cop bullcrap with the robot. If you was going to try to watch through the POV of the predator's eyes and quote unquote sympathize, you should have just done something like that. And I think most people will be a little bit more on board with that concept. But anyway, yeah, Killer of Killers is just an excellent film. And, you know, if and when there's going to be a sequel, definitely want to see what other time periods they'll choose. Like, I made a TikTok talking about it, and I suggested, like, you know, the Old West, Victorian era, do the whole Jack the Ripper thing, but it's actually a predator kind of thing. Actual, I guess another WW2, but in the trenches kind of thing, or go into like medieval Europe with actual knights, because the possibilities are endless. Cannot wait. Go with like another TV show, shifting gears. I didn't talk about it last year. I just got into it this year because it was the second season just wrapped up this year, and it's another Tim Allen show. And I generally love Tim Allen's like TV shows. I tend to watch a lot of his stuff, having a great time, enjoying some like good, you know, just unfiltered comedy. And he almost always, I would say just always, he always delivers. So yeah, it's on Hulu. Definitely recommend, because yeah, it's one of those things that's like sorely missed in terms of like television watching. Just unfiltered, sitcom comedy, uh, a live studio audience kind of thing. So yeah, and of course, every once in a while, you gotta have Tim Allen make references to his characters from other films and TV shows, because that's almost always part of the fun whenever he does like a new show. Like, some kid dressed as Buzz Lightyear on Halloween, or uh, him doing his classic grunts from Home Improvement, or if God forbid somebody like makes some offhanded comment about Santa Claus and he like lays into them. Yeah, so yeah, Sifton Gibbs is amazing, and the actors, Kat Dennings, who I got a massive crush on. Kat Dennings, uh, uh, ever since what's that Disney Channel original movie I reacted to this year on Halloween? Oh, not Halloween, in October. Oh crap, what was it? Uh, Crap. It was The Ghost. Uh, uh, the uh, the Ghost Squad, something like that. Hold on, cause it's gonna. I mean, Screen Team, Ghost Squad. Yeah, it was the Screen Team. Yeah, ever since the Screen Team, I had like a massive crush on that girl. Oh my goodness. And she still got it too. But yeah, yeah, I like crap. I keep wanting to call him Stifler. Cause I don't really try to maintain his name, because I just all I see is Stifler. But he's always great. This dude is aging perfectly too. I was gonna say, no homo, but this dude is like, God, he takes good care of himself. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Like the people involved, especially the guest stars, they're all great. Great show. Definitely in like I don't want to say excellent, but it's like right there below excellent. Just great. Sirs, it's great. It's in a great pile. Uh, I can't get any higher because one, uh, I'm not like a huge musical kind of guy, which is ironic because I just kept praising K-pop Demon Hunters, but it all depends, because I like The Lion King too, and it has musicals in it too. But it's just like, you know, it just depends on the certain taste. In general, I don't walk in wanting to like, oh God, musical, I gotta go see it. It isn't like my thing I actively seek out. But Michael B. Jordan does an excellent job playing twins, unlike certain people from the Acolyte who can't seem to do it on a basic level. Uh, but yeah, actors involved is very well done. The villain is probably like one of the most best villains of this year. Haley Steinfeld, I think, just activated a lot of men's inner kinks that they didn't know they had, and probably Ryan Coogler is probably not so subtly letting us know what his kink is. But yeah, incredible film. Yeah, very well done. Uh, what's next? Uh, South Park season 27. Now, unlike Family Guy or Bob's Burgers, South Park, I can't put it in excellent. However, I'm gonna put it in like kind of great, because there are episodes that like are just doing like because Trey Parker and Matt Stone just always nails it. Almost always nails it, because how fast they put out these episodes. They always like make sure they almost always timely. Uh, they do an impeccable job, and especially when it comes, they got so much to eat off of right now with in terms of politics and social issues, and then they interweaving them in terms of like pop culture and certain movies and stuff like that. They do an incredible job. So yeah, I put it in a great pile. I'm gonna try to blow through these right now. So, Star Wars Visions Season 3, average, very mid. I and that's me being kind, because there's only maybe they returned a couple of previously used anthology episodes from the first season that really stood out, like Ronin. The only issue is like with Ronin, the quote unquote sequel of it, they try to add they added voices, and I kind of preferred that whole silent film type of uh 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 what's that Japanese director, the famous one, Kurosawa type of vibe. Didn't need any kind of voice to it personally, but different animated studios almost always do like an incredible job. But man, I expected something like Predator Killer Killers. You got like some meat to the story, and it's very grabby. It grabs your attention, and in terms not just the animation but the story itself. Some of these stories are really well. Disney right now is just like Star Wars is just like really needs to make a turn for the better. If not, they are sunk. And initially, I liked Visions when it first started, but there's it's getting very not terrible. There's been other terrible Star Wars, but at the very least, Star Wars Visions, like with Tales of the Jedi, maintain its true essence, because they ain't written partly by like Western studios, or they got some people on here who knows their Star Wars and know what the people want. It isn't like bogged down with BS trying to make space lesbians. So I can't even put it in average. It's below average. James Gunn's Superman. I'm torn between average and above average, because it's not terrible. I'm gonna go with average, mostly because I cannot stand that whole Jarwell conquering make orgy stuff. What the hell? Why would he have that written in here and just kind of bastardize his birth parents? That's just like screwed up. Did you just finish watching Invincible and like, hey, that's a good idea, let's put it in my stuff? Oh my god. Like, beyond that, like, really didn't make Clark very stoic of a hero, and it didn't really kind of embrace the whole truth, justice, and the American way, and try to really get Superman embrace the whole American thing, just to get like the audience watching this to just by osmosis or subliminally have them, because there's a lot of people early on this year have been like, pissing on the flag practically, because like, oh wow, the whole protest, this whole ongoing crap in real life. They just like want to talk crap about their own country, like it ain't like the better one out of the bunch. but it's just like, okay, we need like some kind of good American symbol. Superman is like the American symbol, and couldn't hurt you to have him, I don't know, fly or pose against the American flag. But James Gunn too busy either having John Cena doing like orgies with a bunch of people, or having a bunch of people make out with his wife on TV shows. I'm not sure. He making odd decisions on how to structure this entire thing, and then calling and having Supergirl pretty much like calling like a bitch in front of the entire audience. So it's kind of like, what kind of decisions are you making, man? You think this is edgy or funny? Because it's not. But beyond that, I think Corn Sweat is a good look for Superman in general. Isn't as good as some of like the previous actors who played him, but he's pretty good. He fits the build. Uh, he has his own charm. Kind of wish he kind of fleshed out his Clark Kent a little bit. Uh, I do like Holt's Lex Luthor. He did an incredible job. I like Mr. Terrific. Lois Lane is pretty well done. Um, Surprisingly, Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner is actually pretty doggone good. I was having my doubts a bit, and of course, I had like I'm crushing hard on Marced's Hawk Girl, the Hawk Tour girl. So yeah, average. If you prodded me a little bit, I can lean towards above average, but it could have been better. Hell, it could have been worse, but you know. The Accountant 2. I forgot it came out this year. Uh, I didn't do a review. At least I don't think I did a review on this or the previous one. But I did watch both of them, and they're pretty good action films. And surprisingly, like I didn't expect like John Bernthal and Ben Affleck's chemistry to work so well off each other, believable as brothers, and just watching these two just kicking ass, just Batman / Daredevil teaming up with the Punisher and just kicking ass. Matter of fact, it could have had something like Daredevil and Punisher just like do some kind of cool crossover. Just have them wear something akin to their logos and just give us something to have Daredevil and Punisher kicking ass. But yeah, but it has its funny moments too, like Ben Affleck's character, I forgot his name, but just doing this kind of weird speed dating early on in the film, and it's just so freaking funny. So yeah, it's a really good film. So I put in great. I can say it's definitely. I like the first one, but I think this one surpasses it. So the first one, it would be good. This one would be great. The Naked Gun. Now, some people I hear tell me like, man, when's the last time we got a good honest to God, no filter comedy? And it's like, God, did y'all forget The Naked Gun came out this year? Because this is really good. This is like the classic, no filtered, unapologetic, good comedy. There isn't ashamed. There is a comedy and willing to go far with it. This is an amazing comedy. I think I put this at like my number 3 favorite film of this year. It's definitely going to the excellent pile. This is stellar. I watched this like at least 3 times. It was so doggone funny. I still crack up, especially with that dog scene. That dog scene always takes me out. That is so freaking funny. Golly. Very well done. And the hot dog scene. Oh, God. That one is just comedy gold. Oh, God. And Pamela Anderson just kills it in this. And one of the few actresses in Hollywood that's embracing her age and isn't pumping her face with fillers. Good on you, Pamela Anderson. The Pickup. I forgot I watched this because it's so freaking forgettable. I do not get Pete Davidson. I don't. He's not funny. I don't know why anybody thinks this guy's funny, and it's almost like considered a miracle he gets work. And him acting off of somebody like Eddie Murphy is just like, dude, you have to bring your stuff when it comes to this guy. It's not somebody you slack off in terms of like, not just acting, but you gotta bring the funny if you're known to be a funny dude. Keke Palmer, even Longoria, in my personal opinion, they were like the weakest links for me. They really weren't. They weren't even funny or charismatic. Definitely less so with Keke Palmer. Eddie Murphy, it seems like he is not like going full Eddie Murphy like you expect him to be. Because when he's on a roll, he is on a roll. And it's just like, this is Amazon. This is not like, like Disney or anything like that. Amazon should be more than willing to let him go full Eddie Murphy. And it's like, I don't get any laughs out of this. It's decent action. But hell, even the Beverly Hills Cop had like a good balance of comedy and action. I imagine maybe some people probably got a laugh out of this. I did not, man. I put this in like, yeah, this kind of crap. Yeah, it was crap. Very crap. Another murder mystery film. This one I just happened upon, honestly, while I was going through Netflix. And it caught my eye because, I was still waiting on the Knives Out third film. And this came up on the feed. And I thought I'd check it out because it just recently was added to Netflix. The Thursday Murder Club, which I guess was based off a book, which I did not know that. And it's pretty good. And it's like the actors involved is great. Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan. We got Tom Ellis, Lucifer himself. I always want to look at him as Lucifer. I'm sorry, I just cannot unsee Lucifer in anything this guy does. Who plays Pierce Brosnan's son? Which, yeah, that tracks. I buy that. You see, like the old James Bond of pictures of Pierce Brosnan. You are willing to buy? Yeah, I can buy Pierce Brosnan will birth Tom Ellis. Yeah, I'm willing to buy that. But yeah, it's just like another murder mystery comedy, thriller type of vibe too. Helen Mirren of course, Helen Mirren kills it. But all of these actors, these three actors, is like always like, I didn't do did I do like a spoiler review of this? I don't think so. But if I did, I would have mentioned these three here are the highlights, because they're like their acting chops is just second to none. Hey, Lily Parker. Thank you for the follow. So yeah, but Helen Mirren is like, even against somebody like Pierce Brosnan, she is just like always. It's just she acts on a whole nother league. It takes like what's her name who played M in like the James Bond films. Because she is probably the only other actor who can like really give like Helen Mirren a run for her money in terms of acting capabilities, or maybe Angela Bassett, because their acting is just like crazy. Like it's like puts a lot of people to shame. It's really good. It's on Netflix. I highly recommend it. I put this great, pal. Especially if you love murder mysteries, you'll get a kick out of this. Thunderbolts. Yeah. Ironically, because people got low expectations on this film, But ironically, of the Marvel films that came out this year, this was probably like the better one. Which I personally did not think this would be the case at all. But even still, I got kind of a grown with the whole therapy session in the film, the glorified therapy session. I'm getting like sick of whole therapy speak. I'm getting sick of the whole like therapy this and like mental health bullcrap. It's just too much. You're shoving it down everybody's freaking throats. I'm like, at a certain point, I kind of wish people just get more hurt so that way we can balance it out with the whole self-help crap. And we gotta need to get back to like stoicism and not like, not saying like you're not human, things can hurt you, but it's just like, whatever happened to just walking it off. Like, not everybody needs a good cry, okay? You thinking I'm pretty sure Axel Foley's been through some crap, but he doesn't need a good cry. He just makes a joke, take care of the bad guy, and then said he's happy. That's what we need, okay? But yeah, it's the Sentry was actually surprisingly really good. I still like Florence Pugh. She's typically pretty good in this role, mostly because I got a kind of crush on her. But aside from that, she is a great actress. I do like U.S. Agent. As much as Marvel Studios is trying to make us hate this guy, and people keep commenting about how like he's just like trying to diss him within the movies and the audience outside of the movies. But y'all tend to forget that he had like a black friend who he went through the military with, who a terrorist killed in front of him. And some people tend to forget that. You talking about like he's act like he's some kind of racist a-hole or something like that. He did have a black friend that he cared a lot about that, he's wanted to avenge, and people tend to like ignore that. And you're not doing a very good job. He's actually the most likable person in the entire film, aside from maybe Bucky and Elena. They took out Taskmistress pretty quickly, and nobody's really going to miss that, because that's not Taskmaster. I'm sorry. Ghost is fine. She was there. But yeah, like I said, this is like above average. I give it above average. I'll grant it that. And finally, season 2 of Wednesday. I did my full review. I still liked it fine, but as before, I liked the first season way better. But it's still like I had some elements that I still enjoyed. Uh, I don't care for how they deal with Pugsley, but I still don't care for that. And they really lean in with the whole matriarchs of the Adamses. Like, technically, the Adams name belongs to the patriarch of the family, so it kind of should be like the focus. But it's just very hyper focused on like Wednesday and her little friction she has with her mother. I do like Enid. She's like she still tends to be a good part of the film, especially with the dynamic between her and Wednesday. And I do like the Invisible Girl. I forgot her name, but it tends to be pretty well done, despite the crazy eyes. But it's above average. I still enjoy the aesthetic, but by comparison to the first season, it's lacking in the areas. But all in all, yeah, above average. While the first season was excellent, this is above average. So you can see how my feelings, it seems like it's like a massive drop in quality in my opinion, but not horrible at all. But that is all the best and worst movies and TV shows that I've seen in 2025. And I'm pretty sure most of y'all got probably seen the same stuff that I've seen, so you can let me know your overall thoughts on the TVs and movies that I've shown that you've probably seen. Let me know if your feelings differ from my opinion. It's perfectly fine if you think, I don't know, Superman James Gunn movie is like the best you've seen this year. Hey, it's your opinion. It's perfectly fine. You might have like a different take than I do. But I will see you guys in a little bit as I wrap up tonight with all the video games that I played this year and which was like the best and the worst from the bunch. It's gonna be more quicker than this, but because I didn't get that many games this year, because the whole pricing up the games is, you're gonna have to be very choosy on what you want to get nowadays. But anyway, like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. If you're watching this on YouTube, share this with your friends and let me know what's your best and worst of 2025. And I'll see you all soon. Peace.